Viridian, The Green Guide, by Clouds. My Head in the Clouds Not Coming Down. Read by Oakshadow 5. Chapter 110. Wait. Summary. Well, the most interesting fights are still behind the scenes. Shota's jaw dropped as he stared at Oboro, who was waving awkwardly at them. Apparently, it was one thing to intellectually know that Kurogiri was his old friend, but it was another thing to actually see it. Mike was the first to recover from the shock, and he threw himself at Oboro, wrapping his arms around him like he'd never let him go again. Shota activated his quirk to make sure Mike didn't break the whole stadium down around them. "You're back! It's you! You're actually back!" Mike froze and pulled away, his hands on Oboro's shoulders. "Wait, you are back, aren't you? This isn't some trick and the brainwashing's still there, is it?" "Gee, I hope not." Oboro looked almost nauseous. Kid? You did break the brainwashing, didn't you?" Shinzo groaned and rolled over onto his back. "Not intentionally. Pain breaks mind control, and apparently he had a lot more memories to get back than the other guy. You could have warned me." "The other guy?" Oboro frowned and then his eyebrows shot up. "Wait, are you talking about Okawa? I thought he was dead." "Nope," Shinzo groaned. "But you will be if you don't stop talking. You gave me a migraine." Oboro winced. "Oh, sorry. But, are you feeling well enough to check if Overone is still, in control?" Shinzo cracked one eye open. "If I do, will you let me sleep?" "We'll take you straight to recovery, girl," Midnight offered. "You deserve it." Shinzo nodded. "Okay, what's your name again?" "Well, I've had a couple." Oboro began awkwardly, trailing off when he fell under Shinzo's control. Shinzo sat still for a long moment, but Shota didn't dare interrupt him. Worst case scenario was that he was fighting all for one again, which hopefully the kid would be able to handle, but that was a lot of pressure to put on a kid who wasn't even officially in the hero course yet. After a long moment, Shinzo sighed. "Break any remaining connection with all brainwashers except for me." "So he was still there?" Mike observed sadly. Shinzo glared tiredly at him. "No, but better safe than sorry. There's always the chance he was trying to minimize his presence and hide from me, or something, so I figured I'd give the order. It'll give you peace of mind or whatever. Now can you shake him or something? I'm tired." Midnight grabbed Oboro's shoulder and shook him awake. He blinked a few times before his eyes filled with tears. "I'm free, guys. I'm free." "Yeah, you are," Shota said softly, grabbing Shinzo by the arm and pulling him to his feet. "Now, let's get you both to recovery, girl." Denki really hoped that Izuku was alright. From what he'd understood before he'd had to run off and actually fight in the sports festival, Izuku's plan to use Ingenium as a distraction to let him escape had worked a little too well, considering that Denki was pretty sure he was fighting the hero killer right now. Izuku was the smartest person Denki knew, but that sometimes flew right out the window when he got too focused on something, and saving people apparently took a lot of focus. But as amazing as it was to watch Izuku in the zone, when he got like that, he didn't have the mental energy left to worry about small details. For example, getting arrested. Hopefully, it wouldn't be a big deal. Denki's classmates had been pretty nice so far, so he hoped they would at least give Izuku a chance. But there was a reason Izuku had so much trouble trusting new people, especially when it came to his quirklessness. The truth was that a lot of the time people just sucked, and even more often, people repeated dumb opinions without really knowing the truth. So as much as Denki wanted to believe that all of his classmates would be super supportive, he knew better than to trust them before they'd proven themselves. They'd get a chance to do just that a little later, assuming that Izuku didn't actually manage to pull a Houdini and escape again. It was hard for Denki to focus on the sports festival now that he knew what was going on behind the scenes. Half of him wanted to go visit Hagakure in Recovery Girl's office, but how would he even begin that conversation? "Hey, sorry I kinda killed you. Glad you have a heartbeat." Yeah, maybe he should wait until Aizawa or someone could go with him. He hadn't really had the time to process the fact that he just killed someone and brought them back to life, and at this point, he was honestly just avoiding thinking about it. It was easier to just pretend that this was a normal sports festival just like any other, and his biggest concern was how to beat his next opponent. He'd already won his first and second fights, though he felt a little bad about beating Tokoyami so quickly. He hadn't tried to, but then he'd noticed how Dark Shadow was shying away from his electricity, and before he knew it, he was pressing that advantage for all it was worth, just like Izuku had taught him. It was awesome, but Tokoyami had a really cool quirk, and Denki wished he'd let them show off a little more. Uraraka had managed to beat Kirishima last round by repeatedly removing his gravity and letting him fall until his hardening couldn't keep up, so she was his next opponent. He'd kinda missed her fight with Bakugo, but he'd heard a bunch of the classmates talking about it, and he was starting to get excited to see who would win. It was definitely going to be a challenge. He was walking from the prep room down toward the field when he caught sight of All Might wandering around in a smaller form. Dinky grinned and waved, making sure no one else was around before calling out to him. "Hey, All Might, how are you liking the fights?" It wasn't until All Might did a double take and started coughing up blood that Denki remembered he'd never actually seen Small Might outside of the headspace. Oops. "Well, this is awkward. I mean, not because you're awkward, but because I'm awkward. I mean, I guess you didn't tell me about the whole shapeshifting thing, but I knew it from your ghost. Not that you're dead, because you're obviously not, but, you're dead to me. No. Dinky should probably shut up now. Why was he still talking? What I'm trying to say is that the version of you in my head is different. Not like the imaginary version, but like the quirk version. Sorry, I had to kill someone today, so I guess I'm a little off." Dinky winced as All Might started coughing again. "My boy, what did you just say?" I had to kill someone," Dinky winced. "But it was only temporary. She was Queen Bee's host, and that was the only way to serve her. But we did, so it's all fine." All Might looked at him with concern. "Are you fine? You're rambling about ghosts and death and—" "Oh, that was just, Dinky chuckled awkwardly. "You know the vestiges? You know the shady little versions of the past holders that you can talk to? It was just those." All Might blinked. "You can communicate with those?" Dinky slumped. "Oh, yeah, they said that was Noel. Sorry." "No need to apologize, my boy." All Might still looked mostly alarmed, but he patted Dinky on the shoulder anyway. "Just remember that if you ever need to talk, I am here." Dinky giggled. "Okay, All Might. Wish me luck. Plus ultra." All Might smiled fondly. "Plus ultra, my boy." Dabi knew he was being an idiot. Going full-on revenge vigilante in the middle of a stadium full of heroes was a terrible idea. But he was, doing it anyway. The Shigaraki guy probably wasn't even the guy who'd signed Endeavor's death sentence, but just the connection was enough to make the blisters on his arms all the more satisfying. "Rat! Traitor! You little—" Shigaraki hissed with pain and clawed blindly at Dabi, disintegrating part of his sleeve, which made Dabi shove him away on instinct. He didn't want to be anywhere near those hands if he could help it. Some of the heroes tried to interfere, but Shigaraki disintegrated a part of the floor so they couldn't reach. It wouldn't hold them back for long, considering that one of the heroes was Rocklock, but Dabi could finish this quickly. "Endeavor was mine to kill. You took away my revenge." "Oh, so the number 2 hero didn't save you from your daddy beating your ass? Boo-hoo!" Shigaraki snarled. "What could that bastard have even done to you to make you so freaking obsessed that you have to kill him yourself?" "Well, you said it yourself," Dabi smirked, the expression tearing at his staples, but he ignored it. "Daddy Dearest beat my ass. What, you didn't think it was weird they never found the body of Endeavor's oldest kid?" Shigaraki reared back in shock, and Dabi used the opening to trap him against the wall with a strong burst of flames. Shigaraki stepped back against the wall protectively, looking around for any opening and then grinning when his eyes caught on something behind Dabi's back. "Kurogiri, get us out of here!" Dabi whirled around, ready to fry whoever this Kurogiri guy was to a crisp, but the only newcomers he saw were Eraser and a few other heroes. Eraser was holding up Kajan's friend, letting him lean on his shoulder as they hobbled along, and there was some guy with them that he'd never seen before, with misty hair, about the same color as Dabi's own scars. He must be Kurogiri, but instead of jumping to Shigaraki's aid, he looked conflicted. After a moment, Kurogiri turned away. "I'm sorry, Tamura. I have to give the heroes a chance to save you too." Dabi grinned and turned back to Shigaraki, who looked shocked, betrayed, and even devastated as whoever this ally was turned on him. Honestly, it was almost better than killing him like Dabi had had in mind. Then again, why couldn't he have both? Dabi shot forward another burst of flames before Rocklock showed up behind him and locked him in place. Right before the flames reached him, Shigaraki's expression hardened and he touched the wall behind him. "Eraserhead! Rocklock! Stop him!" Nezu's voice was actually laced with a slight amount of panic. "That wall is load-bearing!" Oh my gosh, this chapter was so good. If you're wondering why this chapter is out today, not tomorrow, it's my birthday. I turned another year older. So this is kinda a special chapter, just like last year. But anyways guys, I hope you all enjoyed chapter 110 of Viridian the Green Guide, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!